Welcome to the Cardinal Adventures podcast, where we're here doing the actual play, episode 3 of Quest for the Frozen Flame. In the previous episode, I'm not going to call them the party, I'm going to call them the tribe. The tribe made their way to essentially begin prepping for the night of the green moon. That's right. Okay. For the night of the green moon, which is essentially the spring solstice coming from winter into spring. And their final task was to take Imek, this gifted child in terms of being able to herd animals in the tribe, and go find the tapirs, which are the noble sacrifices of the tribe for water purposes. Or finding water. And in doing so, Niall was finally able to be a druid, which was refreshing. And was able to tame both of these tapirs. One they named Tappy and the other Barbie. And after taming the creatures, Imek was knocked unconscious by a burning mammoth tribes member. And immediately the tribe, the burning tusk characters, went to defend Imek's honor. Assaulting a child does not bode well in a tribe. So they fought back immediately, and Siren seemed to be the most triggered by this as he scored himself a nice, sweet double kill right at the end of that session. And that's where we're picking up as Niall has restored Imek back to consciousness, as she has just woken up and thanked the group for nursing her back to health. All right, everybody, we're back. So, like I said, Imek thanks you. She goes, "Oh, thank you so much, Niall. Those guys are really mean."
Yeah.
Ow, my head. She goes like, there's a nice sizable bump on the sides of her head now.
Don't trouble yourself too much to exert yourself. You can just be quiet for right now. But I'm happy that you're doing better, and we're going to get you back to the tribe safely, okay?
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh, God.
To see if she'll actually be quiet. And take
Please roll high.
For my sake.
Okay. That's a 19 plus something, which I will find out.
The 19 plus something?
Yeah, 24.
Oh, one shy of a critical success.
Oh,
It's a super success. There you go.
Yes.
As she goes, "Yeah, you're probably right." As she is actually willing to be quiet on your guys' journey back, thanks to Niall's diplomacy.
Wow.
Thank God. No one's going to be giving your character shit for a little bit after that.
Oh, yeah. Siren is elated to be going back in silence.
Yep.
As you all eventually make your way back. Oh, those are different tokens now. One moment. I have your guys' old tokens on there. My bad.
Whoopsie. I'm just imagining the Teen Titans Go episode when they meet the older versions of the Teen Titans. Wow, we were so much edgier.
Oh, yeah. Alrighty. And there's shade. Look at that. A little shade there. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Little shade. All right. You guys, it takes you around. Let me see. Let me get I do have the clock on there for. I just want to make sure I have the clock on there. All right. Moving back. Oh, game is paused. That's why. We'll say it takes you around 30 minutes to make your way back as evening starts to set in. The sun begins to set. As you all make it back to camp, as you guys bring Imek back, she thanks you for rescuing her from the burning mammoth tribes, and Iowa approaches you all and he goes, "Oh, is she all right?" As they approach the group, or as he approaches the group.
She took a mighty blow to the head, but thankfully, we removed the problem.
From the tapir?
No.
Well, then what from?
As we leave him in suspense.
What are they burning?
Yeah,
me
she's
with?
like,
Burning
he's
mammoth,
like, is this thing on?
Burning mammoths.
As you see his face grow very serious very quickly, he goes, "Burning mammoth? Really? How far?"
2 of them. And point in the direction we came from, and
You give him a
Give him an
rough,
estimate,
rough
yeah.
time estimate. He goes,
yeah.
you give him like about 45 minutes that way.
Yeah.
He goes,
The ones who did it to her are no longer a problem.
But they did target her first.
shame. What shame? As let me grab his little thing. There we go. There we are. And he goes, Goes, that is quite disturbing. He goes, well, come to my tent in about an hour, and there's some more prep to do before the Green Moon, and now that we have Burning Mammoth in the proximity, perhaps some more care needs to be, or some more security needs to be established, and things need to be prepped in case something happens. He goes, I ask that you keep this information to yourselves for now. I will tell who needs to be told. I do not want to try and spread panic before such an important event, please. I hope you understand.
Yes, of course.
As Ardina, puts the thumb bones he took from them a little deeper in his bag.
Her germ just covers their mouth.
Nod not along and let Imik go on her way.
And she's off on her way.
Okay.
Bye, Imik!
Bye! And she waves to you and rubs the lump on her head.
I like her when she's quiet.
That's a sentiment shared by many. But I like her better when she's alive.
All right, as an hour goes by, as you guys tend to your wounds, ensure you guys have enough ammunition for your bow, enough arrows, etc., and all that kind of stuff. You all prepare as it sets into the evening, and you guys rest up a little bit, and you eventually make your way to Iwa's tent. Come and sit. I'm assuming everyone goes to sit down inside of his tent.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. He pokes the embers of the fire within his tent. He has a kind of like an open center hearth setup kind of gig going on in his tent. And he goes, he pokes the embers with his stick. I hope you all would never have to hear the story I'm about to tell you. Or at least I would not be the one to tell it. He offers a rueful smile. How to make a long story short, I will try to put it simply. In the Ethgear, the before times, where my ancestors were young, we broken tusks were called the burning mammoths ourselves. Our migratory route was large then, as was our herd. We carried with us a powerful light, the primordial flame. He spreads the fire coals into a wide, flat layer. In the center of the coals, a perfectly round pebble glows, red hot. Then, the great quake shattered the eastern lands. He tips a large, jagged rock from the fire ring into the coals. Far as we were, our people still felt the thundering hooves of the demon horde. Earwigs and pillbugs scatter around the hole left by the upturned stone. Our mammoth lords argued over what to do with this light, Iwa continues. In the end, some of us took the primordial flame. We hid it where we thought it would be safe. With his stick, he separates a few coals from the rest, then moves the red-hot pebble next to the small group. The others called us traitors and went east to face the demons, taking the banner of the burning mammoths with them. Weak but determined to carry on, we took on a new name, the Broken Tusk. That was long ago, and much has happened since, he says, dropping his stick into the fire. But now, the burning mammoths have returned, it seems. And in time for the night of the green moon, I cannot say what this means. But my ancestors' spirits are silent. But my bones tell me, as he looks to Ardina, this will not be a happy reunion. As, Ardina, I want you to make a perception check.
That is going to be 14.
As you hear a voice in your mind, and like I guess your spirit, you could say, like echo in your mind, you hear a, "Well, throw a bone in, you idiot."
He'd go ahead and do so.
And Iowa and everyone, I'm assuming everyone's will be very questioned, like, "Huh? What do you do?" As you throw a bone in, it's instead of, a bone would naturally just kind of eventually just ash up, almost like wood, and
Crack
just kind
and
of
break.
crack and
Yeah.
break, right? It actually pops. You see a faint red smoke begin to pillar up in the center, about maybe 6 inches wide, as you see an image of one of the burning mammoth you killed earlier, and you see it begin to just kind of just hover and take shape, a very like vague shape, as the story he tells you begins to come to life, as you see the smoke turn into a banner with the burning tusk logo instead, and then you hear the voice continue. Keep the bones of the dead, as you have. More stories you will uncover, young one. And this is the voice of a gnoll. And make a society check for me.
20.
You know that this is the voice of your old grandmother, as you hear her voice. You remember hearing her voice as a very young pup before she passed. And you're like, wait, I know this voice. Oh my God, it's my grandmother. And so you hear an old bonekeeper speak to you.
They would definitely see his eyes get a little bigger with shock, as he's obviously listening, his ears twitching, and just kind of nods. He knows that probably no one else is hearing this, so he's kind of like,
Do you have
Yeah.
the join past cantrip?
I do have joined past cantrip.
I will allow you to cast it and share your experience with the party if you'd like.
Yeah.
Okay, as you kind of bring everyone into communion. And Iowa, who's very impressed, he goes, I did not know you were a bone keeper with actual ancestral ties. This is impressive.
Unfortunately, with the few that came with me, all we have is the ancestors.
I understand. As what do your guys' characters outside of Ardina make of this new bone ritual, I guess you can call it, this strange new ability? I'll give it a name, or I'll give it a name when I'm going to be making a ritual for you. I'm going to be custom making a bone ritual for you. So
Niall would be very shocked to see this experience because it's not something he's
it's not
used
druidic
to.
at all.
No,
It
it
is not
feels
druidic.
very skeptical, and he would look to Ardina and say, I won't pretend like I understand what this is, but it seems like a useful skill, if nothing else. He seems a little wary.
Ardina would kind of smile and say, "There's a reason I walk with bones, and why my father is covered in bones and called a bone keeper. We don't do it for, I believe the humans call it aesthetic."
It's not a fashion thing. All right.
Right? We don't shop at Hot Topic.
Hardgerm would kind of, nod along with what Niall said, but you do watch as they pull off like a little piece of bark that's kind of coming off their arm and toss it into the fire and like wait for something to happen.
Aww. As nothing, unfortunately, happens. Oh, can I do that too?
Tosses a little twig in, waits.
Oh.
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 Siren watches.
Sister!
Siren watches all this happen. It's the experience. Watches Hardgerm do that. It's a little bemused by her disappointment and her, not for her lack of trying though.
Mm-hmm.
And just looks to Ardina's like, so you've been hiding more of your talents, I see.
Ardina would just kind of shrug. First time it's worked.
You see, hearing that, you see Hardgerm try one more time.
No, it's gotta work.
Niall would paw them off and say, I don't think this is something that's going to work for you. I think this
Like
is
peeling
something
your skin
specific
off.
for Ardina.
Like
He would
fun.
stop.
Just the dead bark. It's fine.
And now Siren is amused by the antics and that comment from Ardina.
First time work.
Gotta try again.
Yeah. All right. As like I said, you learn the past of you learn the story that Iowa was telling you. So you've kind of conjoined telling a story of the past, and in terms of reading the future, that might be something you're capable of doing because you're an occultist caster, correct?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. So this definitely goes hand in hand with occultism, although some would argue it's divine. It's fine. I'm gonna.
Occult is just the other side of the coin.
Kinda.
Yeah.
So, with that, Iowa will then. Let me see. He goes, "Do you have any questions of me or of this tale?" And a beautiful
Yes.
retelling of it, if I may say.
Yes, Father, it was magnificent. And I'm curious, what happened to the sacred flame?
He goes, "That is the worst part of this sad story," he says, staring at the glowing rock in the fire pit. "We did not hide it well enough. It was taken." Iowa averts his gaze, clearly disturbed. "No more of this for now. There's much to do before the ceremony, and I will explain the fate of the primordial flame to you tomorrow." And as if on cue, the hot rock cracks in half with a loud pop. So, there are preparation activities you guys can do. There is cleaning up camp. There is clearing the trail, diluting the spirits, and gathering the herd. Each of these take a different amount of time. You guys have 8 hours. In terms of cleaning up camp, it takes 1 hour. You use crafting or survival or society to do that. Clearing the trail is 2 hours long. It's a survival check. Diluting the spirits is 1 hour. It is a medicine or thievery check. And gathering the herd is 3 hours long, and it is a nature or diplomacy check. Now, the thing is, you guys can do these. So, like, if you fail once, as long as there's more 8 hours, or as long as you're within that 8 hour window, you can attempt it again if you want to do that. So, what are your characters generally interested in doing?
I guess the question is, do we need to do it together, or are these things we can do
No,
separately?
you can do separately.
I'm assuming the spirits one is the alcohol, not the occultism. Because at first I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
It is the alcohol type.
Okay.
Yes.
Ardina would be good with cleaning since it's
Cleaning
a craft
the camp?
skill. I mean,
Yeah,
Okay.
Niall would go to diluting the spirits.
Diluting the spirits.
Yeah.
All right.
What was the one that you said you could use thievery for?
Diluting the spirits.
Oh. Siren can delude the spirits as well.
There was
Okay.
something about the herd.
There's gathering the herd.
All right, Hardrum's gonna go gather the herd because Niles has had a rough day with animals.
Yeah.
You don't just don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
he avoided that one for a reason.
Niall wishes to keep his eyes.
Yes.
Right.
You want us to roll now?
I will get you in just one
Okay.
moment. All righty.
You
Okay,
go do
let's
fun things. I'll go take care of the
let's
animals.
see.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and clean up camp.
That's going to be with my +7, that is a 20.
20 is a success.
Yeah.
All right, you guys gain.
I'm actually rolling decent today.
Shh.
Ah, damn, you're right.
You guys gain a preparation point. So there we go. So that's for me to track. Essentially, based on your preparation points, it's going to determine future events.
Cool.
Okay.
So preparation point.
Maybe now we'll go to do the other task that nobody else picked then. If Siren really wants to dilute the spirits with a thievery.
Oh no, I have proficiency in everything. Really good proficiency in everything.
He is a rogue.
So
Just
I
send me
can-
to anything.
He's a
okay,
rogue.
what was the fourth task? I'll do
Yeah.
that instead of diluting the spirits.
That's clearing the trail.
I'll clear the trail.
Okay. All right. So clearing the trail comes next. Let's go ahead and get a roll out for clearing
And that
the
was
trail.
plus crafting, right?
That is crafting or survival.
Or survival. Crafting it is. Oof. That is a 14.
A 14 is a failure.
Mm. You have one more chance, pretty day.
You can have proficiency in everything, but if the dice say no.
Okay.
Why do you think I...
Let's go with
Play
Niall,
rogues.
diluting
Okay.
the spirits.
And that is a what check? What kind of check?
That is a medicine or thievery.
Oh god.
That's a 6.
That's a failure. It's okay.
Yes.
All right, so that's 1 hour. Clearing the trail is 2 hours. Okay, so you guys are only 2 hours in. Worst case scenario. Gathering the herd. Let's see it. This takes 3 hours to do.
And this one's nature.
Nature or diplomacy.
Yeah, it's nature. Don't fuck it up. So that would be a 16.
16 is a success for nature.
Ooh.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
As that scores you
Archer, one
guys.
in their element. Let's go.
Hardrum just ran into the herd and is like, "Hey, just listen."
You mean you didn't go up there going, "Bah, ram you," like Babe?
Became their what is it? The study of sheeps, the bellwethers.
Oh God.
All right, so you guys are doing this late into the night. So let's see, and gathering the herd. All right, let's go to clear the trail one more time.
Let's try it.
Since I finished in the first hour,
You
would
can
I?
help. You
Okay.
can help. Absolutely. Yes. Clearing the trail, survival.
That's a
crafting.
pretty
Nat
dice.
20.
Pretty dice going into
That,
jail.
that balances out the nat 1 I just got.
Oh. Okay, let's see, because there might be certain things that happen with both.
Yeah.
Why do I imagine that instead of us helping build a refuse pile to put in the pit, you're now under the pile? Pushed into a
Just-
pit?
All right, so it literally just cancels out. You guys just are considered succeeding at the.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
thank God.
Thank
Sweet.
thank God.
Oh. Okay.
Archer, you want to come help?
First dice, first jail.
Well, I have 3 hours I have to take care of for what I did.
That's
Yep.
true.
Your thing is
Well,
only.
you guys have a total of 8. So I mean, so the first 3 hours were spent.
Oh,
for that,
okay.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
can go help him or
Yeah.
try to.
Yeah.
All right. And this one is
Diluting the spirits. So medicine or thievery.
medicine. It is.
Okay, that's a 16.
16. Okay.
13.
13. Both are considered success. Very good.
Hey.
You just needed your buddy.
Yep.
All
Thank
right.
you for helping.
And you guys cleared the trail, gathered the herd, and cleaned up shop in the nick of time.
Just needed your thunder buddy.
All right, as you guys get late sleep, as it is 1 a.m. by the time you guys get to bed, it is
Oof.
very late. But hence, welcome to being responsible. So let me see. So with that, the dawn arrives. the 24th of Callistral, what we would call February, 4721 AR. As you guys rest, as you guys probably end up sleeping in a little bit. We'll say it's about 8 in the morning. Is there anything you guys wanted to do before the evening of the ceremony of the Night of the Green Moon?
Ooh. Hardrum would want to practice with her fancy long spear. With their fancy long spear.
Ew.
Niall would go with them to make sure that nothing bad happened while they're practicing.
Okay.
Would there be enough time to start crafting a scroll? And do I have enough material to do a scroll?
You should have enough monster parts and all that fun stuff. And what scrolls are you wanting to? Are these? I'm assuming these are level 1 scrolls.
Yes.
Okay. And you can make up to 4 of them at a time, or you could just make 1. Or how many do you want to make?
I'll do 4 at a time. Since Ardina's worried about attacks on the village, he's going to start making scrolls of alarm.
Alarm. Ooh.
Now, alarm is in my familiar. Do I have to have it selected as my daily spell to make the scroll, or is it just my familiar knowing the spell enough?
Your familiar knowing the spell allows you to know the spell for crafting it. So
Perfect.
You're fine.
Nice.
You're fine. Scroll of Alarm. I think that's only a first level spell. I don't think it comes in any other form.
Yeah.
Okay. Upfront cost a scroll is 4 gold pieces times that'd be 16. So upfront cost is 18. Total cost is 16.
And I got some fresh vellum, from the 2 guys that knocked out the little child. Just saying.
Terrible.
All of the animal.
All of the animal.
All of the animal.
Oh my gosh.
Terrible. Terrible.
That's pretty dark.
Hey, if he can do rituals with bones, he can make scrolls out of skin. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
Get the
I'm
bones
just
somewhere,
saying.
so.
What do you think we're going to do? Make paper?
All right, here we go. Let me grab that table because I don't have that table memorized. I eventually will have it memorized. Okay, you're level 1, and you're doing this hourly, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and roll me a crafting check.
22.
22 is a success.
Plus 7, it helps.
That is 6 silver for the first hour. Okay. Second hour?
Oh, even better. 24.
Okay. So the only downfall is you can't crit unless you have a heroic crafting feat, but you can't get that feat until I think you're a master. Or no, level 5, I think, is the soonest you can get it.
Hey, as long as I don't fumble, I'm being happy.
All right, hour 3.
Oh, even better. That's a 25.
Nice, dude. That is actually a critical success. Unfortunate, triggering thing. Hour number 4.
Oh, still rolling hot. 23.
Okay, so you're at hour 4, which would put you at about noon. Okay.
Okay.
Now you can press your luck and work overtime, which is up to 8 hours. So it's gonna be -5 for hour 5 and hour 6, -10 for hour 7, hour 8. If you fail at any 4 of those checks, you cannot go any further. And you also, where am I going with that? You wouldn't be able to. You'd be fatigued for 24 hours, so you wouldn't be able to craft tomorrow either. Granted, like you guys are trying to do this today. Is anyone working with you? Because if they're working with you, they can also chip into that price.
I mean, if any of them are willing, I mean, especially, I don't know if Niall, being a fellow spellcaster, would be interested.
Yeah, he was wanting to make sure Hardgerm didn't hurt themselves with their new practice, but
I'm fine.
yeah, after maybe a little bit of seeing that, he'd go back to Ardina.
I mean,
and
worst
be willing
case,
to
just
help.
as long as she's doing it outside the tent and the tent's open, you could do both.
Yeah, we could do it nearby and be watching over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of like situate the table so she's past
Yeah.
the table.
Like-
and,
It's
You
like
can see
parents
them in
watching
the
over a
distance.
kid
Yeah.
as they're
Exactly.
playing.
As you
Yeah.
watch them take off in another direction. Come back, come back, come back.
I mean, if we turn around, next thing you know, she's beating up the jock again. I mean,
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I got a bonus set.
Well,
All right, so give me a crafting check, Nile, to see what you can do here
okay.
for hour
Okay.
1.
That's survival, right?
Uh huh.
Okay. That's an 18.
18. Okay, so
Nice.
instead of 6 silver, that's going to be 1 gold, 1 GP, 2 silver pieces. Yes. Okay, hour 2.
Okay, that's a 21.
All right, same thing. Hour 3, make the check, sir.
Oh, that's a 9.
It's a failure. That's okay. You guys still get 7.5 silver total out of that, so that's fine. So 7 silver, 5 copper. So not bad. Next check.
It's 11. Yeah.
11. Okay, same thing. So 7 silver. Okay, let me go ahead and add that up. So in those 4 hours, you guys have earned 3 gold, 9 silver.
nice.
For the first 4
Nice.
hours. If you push you guys 1 more hour, you can complete 1 of those 4 scrolls.
I mean, the -5 and then
It's pretty
fatigue is
Pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And
And
we-
when your fatigue is -1 AC too.
Yeah,
Oof.
and we have the ceremony tonight.
Yeah.
Better we be wide awake if something happens versus fatigued and 1 alarm scroll. So.
Yeah. I think that's a better call.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I will keep that there as you guys have earned 3 gold, 9 silver.
Through the power of
Nice.
friendship. Woo.
That is correct.
And murder. I mean,
It was self-defense.
it
Yeah.
was. It was.
It really was.
All right.
Self-defending the tribe, maybe.
They attacked the child first.
They did
Yeah,
attack
exactly.
a child.
Facts though. Facts.
Yeah.
It was a murder, but not a crime.
Crime. They had it coming.
All right. As you guys finish up at noon, what is Siren and what's Siren doing during the meantime?
Siren wants to kind of secure the perimeter, make sure everything looks safe, and outsiders can't easily get in.
Okay. So I would say you're searching in that case. Yeah, so searching. I'll roll some. What's your perception bonus, sir?
Perception bonus is +6.
+6. Okay. As you're looking around, you're scoping, and let me see. Nothing seems to be catching your attention, but you're definitely staying alert throughout the day. As come noon, the tribe is ready to make their little migration to Rockloom, because that's where where all the stones were, the big stones and the lovely ravens were. That's where the ceremony is taking place.
All right.
So as you guys make your way over there now, as a tribe, you guys move slower. So let me get some exploration activities as you guys make your way over there. So just a refresher, you got scout, search, repeat a spell, detect magic, avoiding notice and stealthing, or investigating. What are you guys generally doing on your...
Ardina will be doing detect magic, since some of the burning mammoths had magic weapons. That'd be a good little early warning system.
Siren will definitely scout.
Scouting, okay. Staying ahead.
Can I get a list of what the options were again?
Sure. You have searching, which is perception, scouting, which is technically stealth, repeating a spell, which is like if you're casting dancing lights over and over and over again. Then you have defending, which is having a shield raised all the time, which you don't do.
Yeah, that wouldn't work very well.
And then avoid notice, which is stealth, investigation, which would be like trying to investigate something using one of the 4 magic skills, which is nature, occultism, arcana, and religion. And then you have like searching for tracks or covering up your tracks, but trying to cover up a herd or
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
that would not be wise. And it's a you guys are on a well-walked trail, so it wouldn't be your best move.
Yeah, we can go with searching.
Searching, okay.
Yeah.
You have good perception, so that's probably a wise move. And hard germ.
I was gonna go with investigating.
Investigating. Are you doing a nature investigation as you're moving?
Yeah, kind of
Okay.
looking for things that may be out of place.
Okay. As you guys are moving, let me see here. All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just read this. I don't think there's anything spoilery in here. Yeah, it should be fine. During the afternoon before the Green Moon ceremony, the Broken Tusks share a hearty meal of stewed meat and spirits. Meanwhile, Argakoa's song singers in training, including possibly one or more of the characters, take turns yelling. We're gonna yell the origin myths. No, sorry. Here we go. In Argakoa's version, she tells of the first winter, which turned the whole world and even the moon above an ashen white. When spring finally came, the moon was so happy she gave birth to a river of stars. This river, which many Halit speakers call the Moontail, is still visible in the night sky from spring until autumn. Come winter, the moon protects her children by hiding them under a blanket of darkness. The night of the Green Moon celebrates the beginning of spring, when the tundra thaws to reveal green grass and the moon uncovers her children. After the feast, the Broken Tusks proceed as a group from their encampment to Rockbloom. There, everyone solemnly takes part in a series of sacred rites. Murthig, the firekeeper, lights a large bonfire in the middle of the standing stones, around which the characters are asked to place the ceremonial water baskets they gathered from the Gornok River. "The fire is good," he proclaims loudly. Everyone cheers. "By the grace of Sister Cinder's gift, fire!" as he lights the bonfire. "We know right from wrong because of this, and we choose the right." More cheers erupt from the revelers. Murthig goes on to explain the role of the ceremonial water, which represents life. When combined, fire and water can produce good food, like stew. Though they aren't always conductive to one another, placing too much importance on a single life or on the lives of a group can stifle the greater good. Water and fire are integral to the Broken Tusks' way, and they allow the following to survive the harsh realities of the realm of the Mammoth Lords. After the preliminary rites, it's time for the announcements and celebration. The party is among those to be honored this evening, with talismans that represent their status as followers of the Broken Tusk officially. The standing stones of Rockloom rise from the plain, each with an animal sculpture glowing orange in the last flush of the setting sun. As we're about 8 p.m. or sorry, whoops. Yeah, about 6 p.m. Grandfather Iowa beams at the assemblage, his wrinkled face a bit more youthful with the addition of colorful paints. He stays silent for a moment. Then, like thunder, he releases a guttural shout. "Oh!" he booms. The rest of the following shouts back in unison. "Oh!" Then turns quiet again. The old man smiles. "It is a good night," he pronounces. "The Green Moon has graced us with good weather. The Gornok River has blessed us with water, and our scouts have honored us with good food. Tonight, we mark the moment when winter turns to spring. We also mark the transition from friend to follower." The elder takes a handful of small tokens from Mammoth Lord Murthig. "Together, let us honor our newest tusks." The crowd whoops and cheers as he motions towards the newest members of the following. Iowa asks the characters, Pacano and any other individuals new to the Broken Tusk, like your guys' little Fey friend you guys made, if you remember him, Shaggy Shemvin,
Oh my God.
to stand before the following and state their names. So we'll go with the PCs. I'm not going to have the NPCs go. So we'll start with we'll go counterclockwise this time. So they look to Hard Germ first.
Hard Germ. Yep.
Not Nile.
Siren?
Ardina.
Bacano.
Palooza.
As I heard
Or
that.
just snickering.
And you hear snickering in the crowd too.
Waves their little spear.
Wave spear. Flexes a little bit. Even if the characters were born and raised in the following, their training as scouts in recent service to the following has elevated their status, and now it's time to recognize their efforts. The Mammoth Lords present Pacano and the characters each with a broken tusk pendant, which is something you can actually add in Path Builder. You guys get a broken tusk pendant.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you a picture of it here.
We added in our items.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what it looks like, generally speaking. This little picture here.
That's
So what it is,
pretty.
it's essentially like woven fabric and bones in shape of whatever house you belong to. So if you're House Falcon, it looks like a falcon with made of little bones and string and stuff. Essentially, think of like a dream catcher, but made of bones and string instead. Very pretty.
You said the pendant, right?
Yes, the pendant. Grandfather Iowa hardly disguises his pride for the party. He offers a particularly heartfelt congratulations to each character in turn. If the characters had made any small, okay, that's not for you. Okay. With the bequeathal, Grandfather Iowa steps back into the following, having completed his part of the ceremony. However, one broken tusk isn't quite ready for the pronouncements to be over. Aren't you forgetting something? Pacano asked suddenly. All eyes turned towards the young man, who has stood up and is glaring at Iowa. It is time, grandfather, he says with his face flush, to announce your successor, who will become the leader of the Falcon House. The broken tusk gasp as a collective and whisper at the boy's insolent question, but Iowa's face does not crack. You are headstrong, Pacano, the elder says soberly, and hasty. Tonight is not for you, but for all broken tusks. Well, if not now, then when? Pacano cries. And if not me, then who? Don't tell me you're actually mistaking these fools for true followers of the broken tusk. Iowa offers no response, only a stern glare. Pacano, and he kind of like sees you guys wanting to react to that, and he kind of like puts his hand up, like don't waste your time.
Hard Germ picking the spear up.
Using the spear.
Yeah. As Pacano whips his face toward the other pendant recipients and scowls, his eyes full of hate. You'll be sorry, he growls. Then to everyone, he begins to launch into a tearful tirade. You'll all be sorry, as he looks like he's about to sulk. But before Pacano can finish his rant, a loud, oscillating cry interrupts him. In the darkness beyond the standing stones, like what happened earlier, you see a torch flame appear, then another, and more when you guys went to go scout out. Everyone, including Pacano, looks around in confusion. Murmurs rustle throughout the following. Someone begins yelling. Monstrous faces covered in blood-red markings emerge from the fiery darkness. From that moment on, everything else is a blur, as you all are being attacked by the burning mammoth tribe as a whole.
Holy shit.
Well, damn.
But we're going to get into that encounter in the next episode.
Oh.
Everybody say bye-bye.
Bye bye.